First, before I get started, I want to say if I sound like I'm speaking fast with a lack of sleep and juiced up on caffeine, it's because I am. I got in before this morning, so I want to apologize for that. And I had all this memorized, but now it seems to go out of my head, so please forgive me if I look down at my notes a little bit. So I want to talk to you about, and from two perspectives, the challenges and benefits of managing a global workforce. One from Huawei's perspective, being head of HR, and some of the challenges and benefits I've seen from that perspective, and then also to share with you from my personal experience of the challenges and benefits for working for a Chinese company. Huawei is a privately held Chinese company that's headquartered in China. So the U.S., we're not a U.S. company with an office in China. It's the other way around, so it's a little different. Overall, we have a couple of challenges with the workforce. One, we have a transient workforce. So that means that expats come over from China. They're in the U.S. around 5 years, and then they leave. So there's some dynamics that come along with having that workforce, from a knowledge transfer, the people that are in your workforce for a very short period of time, and then they leave. The other thing is, I call it multinational or trinational, where we have U.S. employees, we have Chinese employees, and then we have employees from all of the parts of the world. And so with that it also brings another dynamic. So our specific focus really is on leadership development and localization. And with those two goals, really we want to have people to think outside of their comfort zone. Not really outside of the box, just think outside of your comfort zone to be able to lead and manage people and really fuel innovation. The challenge with the leadership piece is being able to help to groom leaders to have a diverse mindset in a complex environment. We have the expat leaders that come over and they don't have a good understanding or really flexibility, I think, in understanding on how to manage a diverse workforce, right? And then we have local leaders the same way. And so the challenges have been really getting people to understand about leadership across the board, regardless of the culture, and what that really means to inspire people to bring out the best in their workforce, to get people to want to follow you. And some of the things we focus on at Huawei is really about who have you developed, who works for you. So normally it's the boss, they say, who do you work for? But we like to say, well, who works for you, right? So you can be proud of the people that you've developed. Some of the things that we focus on is emotional intelligence and just these new leadership skills. The way that Huawei, that we are focusing now on developing that, we have English as our official language, which is something that had been a challenge from documents and everything that came across from the company. It was all in Chinese. And so now we have English versions of documents and then English is the official language. So it's okay in meetings to say, excuse me, can you speak in English? Or in an email, it's proper etiquette to send back a reply and say, can you send that in English? We have a buddy program in which we couple a local and a Chinese person together. So the Chinese person can help kind of bridge the gap with HQ, with headquarters, because again, it's still Chinese-centric, but you need that buddy to kind of help you navigate through the culture and headquarters, as well as on the U.S. side, to be able to help them to navigate through the U.S. culture and the kind of the do's and don'ts and some of the legalities and those things. We also use a couple of tools, I call them intervention tools, to help leaders understand their working style and then the style of the people that work for them. So we use things like DISC profile and another one called colors. And it really just helps you to understand your working style at work, how to communicate with people, how to get the best out of them, what style are the people that work for you, so you'll know best how to motivate them. Then we also have some courses that are taught in headquarters that were previously only for expats and all in Chinese, and now it's in English for leadership development. So it's also motivating to get local leaders to be able to go to headquarters, engage in the Shenzhen. It's really a beautiful campus, and to be able just to understand, have a different level of understanding about the company they work for. With the localization, our focus is not just physical localization of having the office representative of the country, but it's also in the mindset, right? That you understand what the local environment is. So both from the local leader to the expat leader to really understand what the strategy is and where we're focusing and going, and our theme is One Huawei. The benefits of it, and I like to just talk quickly about for myself. This has been the first company for me. I worked for various companies, including the Martin Luther King Center here in Atlanta, and it's been the first company that I can say that I really believe that I have grown with the company based on my skill and talent and being an American. I've gotten a lot of questions from friends and family on why would you want to work for a Chinese company. And honestly, I can say I want to work for Huawei because Huawei is a company that has helped to build some racial divides. Where I was once a minority with people that kind of looked like me, I'm now in a minority of people that I would never have been a minority with because we're all Americans. I work for Huawei because Huawei has afforded me the opportunity based on my skill, my talent, to build trust and be able to grow and move up in the company within a year and a half. Being the first American, the first African American, the first female ever to head HR, and that's why I work for Huawei. I just would like to encourage everybody to get an opportunity to work for a global company, to make sure you do some, self-understanding for you to understand maybe where you have some biases or preconceived notions, because I did before working at Huawei. And then just be open to new ideas and new ways and see how you can understand the culture, the people, and what drives and motivates them. You'll find that there's more similarities than differences. Thank you.